Hey guys, so this is a very long-awaited video. If not for you, then at the very least for me. And I say long-awaited because I first saw these dolls in stores in June of 2023, if I remember correctly, going by the pictures I have saved in my phone. And it is now March of 2024, which for me is like a really long time, especially since I just now got second versions of all of these dolls. They were dropping like 12 to 15 dolls like every other month. I think they did once in June, like a whole bunch of stuff came out all at once. And then another 12 or 15 came out in like September. Especially if I buy 2 of every doll. When they drop like that many dolls all at once, it's super easy for me to fall behind, especially if I'm having to buy double of everything. So these dolls took forever, and I actually only buckled down because I was still trying to catch up with the new stuff coming out, so I hadn't bought the second versions of them yet. I kind of buckled down because this weekend, and it's a normal thing, usually early March and early August, every year, a lot of the stores, at least in my area, I think most places, their toys from Target and Walmart all go on clearance. So, it's a very good time to find stuff at a very good price. Now, the thing about this is, they just put these dolls on clearance. It was only at $23, but they were originally like $36. And because I hadn't already gotten them and they'd been out, you know, here we are pushing almost a year, which is crazy because the Costume Ball Rainbow High dolls have been out since, I think, October of 2022. I think a little earlier than that, actually. I think people started finding them in like August of 2022. So at this point, they've been out like a year and a half, over a year and a half. And the Costume Ball dolls are just now starting to be seen on clearance for as low as $27. I just went and I got these dolls because they were $23, and I thought, well, if I don't get them now, there is a chance that I won't be able to. Now, as far as Fantastic Fashions, again, part of the reason I didn't run to get them is because they came out just during a time where it wasn't advantageous to run out and get them, especially at how much they cost, which they were worth it. The double outfits, the intricacies of the main outfit, like, I got you. They're amazing. Not even mad. They don't even come with second shoes, but like, I don't really mind. At least they still came with the second outfit. I really wish the Fantastic Fashion set had included like a special holiday edition Bella in the dress that was designed for her, that was based off of Ariana Grande's dress, which I'll include pictures of, but I wish they would have made that. Like, that would have been the perfect holiday doll. But of course, the reception for Roxy wasn't great. The reception for Maria wasn't great. The reception for Paris Hilton was not great. Honestly, she was so ignored. Like, I think they just picked a time where the previous generations did not have fond memories of her, and the current generations didn't really know a lot about who she is. You know, she has like a dedicated fan base, but it's not what it was in the early 2000s. So I think that like her doll just went over everybody's head, and then the construction of it, if you were leaving it in box, fine. But the moment you took it out, like all the beads would fall off her outfit. Like, it just wasn't great. So I think that instead of having like dedicated holiday dolls like we had before, they were like, skip it. Nobody appreciates what we do anyway, so just skip it. Doll collectors can be really finicky, and of course, I'm in that group. Like, I'm not gonna super bully anybody one way or the other, but like, I'll definitely be the first to be like, this is good, this is not so good, you know? I mean, if we don't voice our opinions, then where's our fan base, you know? Who are we even talking to at that point? I don't even consider it a fan base. I have like a friend base. I have like a dedicated group of friends who are nice enough to follow me on Instagram and message me about cool stuff, even though they know that I check my messages like twice a year because I'm overwhelmed by living. So, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna open these guys. We're gonna look at, I'm gonna do basically a soft unboxing. I just want to get that out of the way. Like, this is not gonna be a super serious unboxing because these dolls have been out so long that you guys have seen everybody else in the world unbox them. And then we're gonna dye them so that this video is, I mean, it's gonna be long, but like, not make it too much longer. All right, back of box. All 7 of the boxes have the same artwork. You guys probably already seen it. So I rewatched some of the clips for this because I remember Violet's dress being pretty nice. I mean, at least her dress did something. If you think about it, Skylar's dress didn't even transform, but everybody else's dress did, didn't it? Did Skylar's dress transform? I don't think I rewatched that one, and if I did, I've already forgotten about it, but I'm pretty sure it didn't. It was just a really nice dress. Violet's dress it's not my favorite because everybody else's is kind of fantastical in comparison, but it was still neat. I mean, honestly, if anything, I dislike Jade's the most because I feel like instead of using this green plastic, that they could have done... Okay, this is a throwback. I don't even know if you guys will remember this. I'll try to post a picture, of course, but it was Ghoul's Rule Frankie. Her fabric had lightning bolts on it, and it was super shimmery, super pretty. It was very sheer. I feel like if they had done Jade's dress out of that, it would have been a lot more exciting than this big chunky plastic whatever it is. For today, though, we are going to open all 7 of these guys and enjoy them. I don't normally buy that many dolls in like one day. I really kind of space it out so that I have the energy to open them. If they start to pile up, like, it can take a lot longer for me to open them, especially because I just had carpal tunnel surgery. I was able to take the big bandages off as of like yesterday evening, but it's still really sore. I've got a little band-aid on there and I didn't want it to come off, especially since we're gonna be dyeing these guys and I'm not supposed to get that stuff wet for a while longer. I just have my wrist brace back on. Also, it still hurts to bend my wrist. My fingers I can do okay, but my wrist is still sore, so this kind of keeps me from bending it. It also has cat hair all over it, just like my clothes, because somebody has been really lovey-dovey tonight. I don't even know where he's at right now, but he's able to open this door back and forth by himself. I didn't take them out of the box because it's just easier for me to hold stuff like this, especially with my hand still being injured from surgery. So, real quick, I will say with Sunny, her hair feels very sloppy compared to what it was in the show. And also in the show, she had this sort of like glitter part in her hair, which obviously I get why they didn't do that on the dolls, but I'm probably going to do that to one of mine. Like, I'm going to tidy her hair up super neat, like the one that I keep in their original outfit, which I don't always do, but like these outfits are so fantastic that I feel like I need to. The earrings are slightly different, but that's because not everything translates from animation to plastic that well, but they're really close enough. Like, they're really good. Now, of course, in the show, they also didn't have like these super long nails. They had like the shorter ones, like their normal G1 nails. The shoes are spot on. Can't complain about any of their shoes, honestly. Now, for the second outfit, I'm pretty sure we saw this variation of this dress in an episode, maybe. I like that this jacket is so much softer than Poppy's original orange one that it's based off of, because that one was so stiff and miserable. Like, literally, for the longest, it was easily the worst piece of Rainbow High clothing ever made. So this nice soft version, yay. Definite upgrade. Also, the art book animation. I love this so much. Whoever drew this, bravo. This is so pretty. This dress is actually way better than the one it's based on as well. Sorry, I trimmed it and I thought, well, I'll just take it out, but then I thought, no, that's too hard to hold everything. So this is based off of Series 1 Violet's dress, and Series 1 Violet's dress had like really splotchy looking sequins. Some of them were falling off, like the bottom cut was very rough, unhemmed. This is way nicer. We, like, as a community, did not give any of this stuff as much credit as it deserved. No matter how good you said these were, they're still better. Like, way better. I do wish that we still had, like, the second pair of shoes and all that, but that art book is so precious. It definitely, to me, it makes up for the second pair of shoes. I've got a billion pairs of doll shoes, but I didn't have those cute little drawings in my life. So, with Poppy, like I said, this one is going to end up going to somebody else at some point. But let me just say, okay, so the hair clips, they're mid, they're cute, they're not bad, but they're not like, woo, either. That dress, this dress is like the prettiest thing I've ever seen on like any doll ever. Not just any Rainbow High doll, like any doll ever. I love it. I love the real version of it too, like the human version. I will say this dress does have more black on it in person than in the animation, and also Poppy's hair is different. It's more of that kind of soft, like, romantic curl that we see in a lot of Rainbow High Dolls. What is in the show is more of a crimpy kind of texture in the back. A lot of people have said that her fingernails resemble candy corn. Let's see if I can get a good there you go. Because they're orange with white tips. All you need is a little piece of yellow, and they're definitely candy corn. These shoes are really great. My second doll ended up, one of the butterflies like fell out of her shoe as soon as I unboxed it. I did recently find it, and I just glued it back in. It wasn't that big a deal. I will say the crystals on her dress don't fall off, which was a huge plus for me, because they used like actual crystals, not just like little glitter polka dots. Her makeup is pretty much like the show. All right, for Ruby, Ruby's pretty much exactly like her show version. I almost wish that this piece could go back into the short version of that red dress, or if somebody made one, that'd be really cool. Because I really thought that that was neat. But this is really close to the show version, and especially the shoes. If I can get down here and get the detail on them. Like, they are exactly what we saw in the show. So is the makeup. This, I don't like beanies in real life on myself. I think it looks dumb sticking up off their head like this. I'm not a beanie person. Even with a veil, like, you're not really upgrading it any. It just still looks goofy. So for me, that's like, I'm definitely taking that off of her and probably never putting it back on. Just to get that out of the way. And real quickly, because I almost forgot it, there is the little art book illustration for Poppy. For Ruby. Alright, now her second outfit, I really like the leather jacket. I think the beading is held up really well on my other one. So that's really nice. The little plain slip dress, I mean, I don't have any complaints because it looks really good with the leather jacket. Like, I think if the dress were frilly, it wouldn't have made sense. I forgot to even talk about Poppy's second outfit. Oh my goodness. So, really cute top and skirt set. I like the gold. I feel like this looks amazing on Mina. Maybe even Michelle, but definitely Mina. I haven't tried it on Michelle, but I could see it on her. But this is perfect for Mina, honestly. Mostly because she already has like the orange and gold in her makeup. Okay, as far as Violet goes, I know she's everybody's least favorite. The ponytail is giving super sloppy, and all of her hair ties, I mean, I get why they put the hair clips in the front, but in the show, they're all further towards the back of her ponytail, so they kind of make more sense, and they look better. They should have also made this part longer, because in the show, before her dress drops down and all the feathers fly everywhere, you could actually just have this as one piece, and it might look cuter that way, except the waist is dropped so low and this part comes up so high. If you were to take this bottom part off, A, it would kind of be unbalanced, but B, this would be like crotch level. These feathers are still better than the weird chicken feather thing that they gave for Natasha and Aisha. Now the shoes, they're a little different. Not bad, I don't dislike them. They're not the worst shoes I've ever seen, but it just translated really chunky, especially right here. But I think in the show, it kind of goes more like that. I can't really tell. The one thing I do wish was different and more like the show is the lip color. I don't love this lip color with the outfit color. It would have looked a lot better if they just kept that with the doll. Also in the show, her eyebrows were purple, which is not something we usually see in Violet. This brown is just not going great with the purple and then the red lip. Here are her little illustrations. I kind of wish we had this coat. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm kind of loving it. But I'll take what I can get. It's also kind of wild that, like, the feathers don't look like feathers in this. They almost look like hair, which is somehow kind of cooler. I don't know. But I do love the animations, the same as I did with all of the other girls. But I do think that Violet's going to get quite a bit of fixing up. Alright, the second outfit, I'm not going to hate on it. Yeah, it's super cheap. I've seen people use it on G3 Monster High Abbey. It looked great. I've seen people use it on who's that new purple girl? Lilac Lane, the big tall girl. It looked great. So I don't know how it really looks on Violet. We're gonna see here in a few minutes, but it just gives very, very cheap overall. Skylar's hair is also different in the show. It doesn't have all these little ringlet curls at the bottom. It's more kind of wavy. Actually, even if you look at her illustration, her hair is meant to be wavy and kind of over one eye. There's a side part going on here. It's not as deep side part as it should be based on the illustration and the animation. I wish it were, because I think it would look a lot better. But she's got a gorgeous face. Now mine has a lot of red right here under center lip. Some of them do, some of them don't. But this one, there were only 2 of them left, and this one had the best face overall. So I went with it. I might try to, once I wash the gel out of her hair, style it more like the show. As far as this dress goes, it's actually sparklier than what we were getting in the animation. It's got more little rhinestones on it. And from what I've seen on my other one, these have stayed on really well. Like, I did not have the same issues that I had with Paris Hilton with these girls at all. Alright, and then her shoes are pretty plain from what you can see. At least, there you go. You can kind of, there's something going on back there, but here in a minute we'll see when we put her in her second outfit. She didn't get a coat, so I'm guessing that's why they gave her a bag, and she's the only girl other than Amaya who came with a bag. Her illustrations are probably some of the prettiest. I'd probably hang those up on my wall. In real life, like, I love them. This dress, I feel like it's more suited for Kim. It doesn't even go with the colors of blue that she is, but, like, it's not bad. It's just very early 2000s Britney and Justin, if you get the reference. It's just a lot of denim. I do wish she'd come with more hair clips. Her hair clips only go to right here, whereas in the show they go about 3/4 of the way around her head. But little kids were probably just going to lose them anyway, they were probably thinking, so, like, why bother going in that deep with it? It's fine. It's kind of the same with Jade and not having her chains. Like, it's easy enough to add. And because I have multiple Skylars and only one of them's going to have this hairstyle, I can just add the hair clips from the other one. Okay, for this, and let me tell you guys, I do have all of these already, like a single one of them. I have not even so much as washed the gel out of their hair since I started getting them. However many months, it was like last year when I started finally getting these guys. But, like, however long it was, I haven't touched them yet. Like, it's been so hectic that not only did it take me forever to get second ones, but I opened them and I set them on the shelf and I just kind of walked away. So I'm looking forward to actually spending time with these girls and getting to know them, because I feel like when MGA started dropping constant releases on top of each other, I was trying to keep up with buying them, but I wasn't actually getting to enjoy them. And I feel like if Rainbow High were to die out this year, would I be heartbroken? A bit. Because even, and I know it hasn't been that long ago, but the nostalgia of the first season, even if it had its imperfections, the nostalgia of the early dolls, even though they had the wide eyes and, you know, their heads weren't as cute as kind of the newer eye shapes, whatever, I love them. And I will always miss them. I'll always be nostalgic for that. But my wallet could finally breathe for like a minute. And I know nobody made me be a completionist. I'm not for Monster High G3. I am for OMG just because I genuinely like most all of them. And the ones I don't, I find that once I give them a little bit of restyle, they're fine. I don't think I could do it as an in-box collector at all. If I weren't an out-of-box collector, it'd be a lot different for both Rainbow High and OMG for me. Alright, as far as her earrings go, really nice. The hair clips that she did get, super cute. There are a couple of variations you could go on with the chain. You could buy actual chain, like really small chain, from craft stores like Michael's, or even Walmart's craft section has it. And you could just kind of add it in yourself. The sparkle chains that come with the mermaid dolls, they don't really look like chain, but like those could be really cool to fill in for that. I like the underdress. I don't even mind like the silver embroidery, because I know they couldn't do all those little mini, what are they called, safety pins or whatever. But the green plastic, I think somebody said it glows in the dark, which is cool. I love glow-in-the-dark stuff, but it just, the plastic chunkiness of it doesn't do it for me. The boots, probably, these boots are amongst like the top 5 best pairs of shoes ever in all of Rainbow High. I would buy multiples of this jade if I found her on deep clearance enough just to get those boots and then just sell the rest. Like, I wouldn't even need more of the dolls. I just need more of those boots. All right, here are her illustrations. Again, super cute. I really love that top one, like the jacket piece on it. That's really sick, like the very first one. The third one is giving Christmas tree more than electricity, but that's okay. All right, I have never been a huge fan of most of Jade's clothes. I'm just gonna go ahead and get that out there. This sweater is right along with that. I don't love it. I don't love the rainbow boss vibe, but I don't dislike it as much as Emmy's fake embroidered purse one. Like, that's a thing. I think the one thing about this that I will say is I hope it doesn't stain like Emmy's did. That's a big thing. The skirt, again, I'm not big on animal print, and that includes snake print. All the little zippers though, having those little like actual pieces on it, that's really cool. Overall, I don't love that outfit, and I wouldn't leave her in it out of fear that we would have that like Emmy staining problem. Really quickly with Amaya, I think the major difference is that her makeup on the animation is so colorful, and I'm glad they didn't go that way on the doll. This is so soft and pretty. The lip color, I don't love with the eyeshadow color. But I get what they're trying to do. It's not the worst. It's definitely, I like the combination better than I like with Violet. I like the softer brows, all of that. Because dolls, like, I guess like maybe her little sideburn things don't come down enough. It's giving a lot of face and not enough hairline. But again, we can restyle her hair. Unfortunately, with ponytail hairstyles like this, you're kind of limited on her restyles because quite often there's no part line like sewn in there. There's sometimes baldness hiding under there, so that's the only problem with that. She's got her white nails. She comes with her jewelry, which is really nice. I wish that this white piece was actually a separate piece. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it'd be really nice if it were a separate piece. But I love it still. I think it's really, really pretty. This is what gets me. I wish this white piece had come all the way down underneath and not just stopped right there, because it's so visible with this being so translucent. And why? Why do they put these tabs in fabrics like this that are going to show obvious holes and shredded looking? And I get that they were trying to keep her skirt down, but honestly, it would have stayed down on its own. It wasn't necessary. The silver shoes that she has under here, which once I clip right out of the box, I'll talk more about. You kind of see them right here. Very 70s vibe. Like, I love them. But, okay, so we have silver. Great. How are they even supposed to go with all of this? With all the gold? They're not going to look right with this. What shoes does she have that have gold on them? I'm definitely going to get that worked out, because, like, it looks kind of odd. I love the purse. I love this outfit. I love that it's kind of this great kind of throwback to her very first outfit. If Amaya had to end on a good note, this should have been it. Slime Amaya shouldn't have even been made, but that's fine. It's fine. She's cute. I'm not mad. This, I love that she's giving like sparkly unicorn princess vibes. This, I don't know what this was, but where was this? I need these dresses. This is alright. These were sick. Like, these I loved. Alright, now I'm going to flop them into their second outfits really quick and then talk a little more about the issues that I saw. Okay, so just a final overview. Again, this jacket is so soft in comparison to Poppy's. It's really nice. You can see her manicure right there. As far as her first dress though, be really careful when trimming her out of the box. As you can see, I've got one that's missing the tip of it. I trimmed it off without even seeing it. Like, I guess it was mixed in her hair. So when I trimmed the little strap of her hair across her pigtail, it popped off. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's a cute outfit. It's not really giving me anything. It's not really doing it for me, but I don't hate it either. Same with all of their second outfits, honestly. Like, I really don't dislike them. Poppy has different shoes than her originals, but again, like I said, her butterfly was missing on her shoes for the second doll, so I just slid those other ones on her. There is her candy corn-esque looking manicure. Now, Ruby's manicure, I mentioned it was different from the show, and I'll show you guys the one from the show real quick. It was like black. But again, red and gold goes with her makeup, it goes with her outfit, it goes with her shoes. I just got some hair tangled in there. It doesn't go with her jacket. And hear me out, I'm just not one for mixing metals. It is not inherently bad, wrong, ugly, whatever. It's just not my vibe, because if you were like me and you grew up in like the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, there was no way that people ever mixed metal really where it looked pretty. At least not often enough for it to become a thing. So it's just kind of automatically associated with it. You're probably doing it wrong. I have seen people in the more modern generations do it, and I'm like, okay, that's cute, but it's still not my vibe. Violet, some of her clips are in really loose. This one actually fell out just when I took her out of the box. So do keep an eye on that, because they fall out really easily. This dress is the kind of material that if the Velcro from another outfit touches it, it's ruined. You're gonna have to throw it away. If anything snags it, sticks to it, whatever, it's trash. So if you're going to store it not on a doll, I would, and even if it's on a doll, I would keep it as far away from anything else with Velcro on it, any other doll outfit. If you're going to store it, maybe get one of those little, the jewelry Ziploc bags that you can get at like Walmart for like however much. Store it in something like that, because as soon as Velcro from another outfit touches this, you're throwing it away. The jacket's cute, but again, it gives cheap. Not too cheap because it's lined, which is something I've always really appreciated for the most part about Rainbow High. Even Ruby's, like, look at that. It's like nice leather on the inside too. They could have just, you know, cheapened out on it and whatever, but it's really nice inside. Sunny's doesn't have that vibe. It's not lined. But most of the Rainbow High jackets are lined. She's given really nice. I like her pale nails. I wish they'd carried that through with her lipstick. Skylar also has like some nice pale nails that look really good. Her dress is cute, but you can't really lift her arms or bend her arms at all, because the Velcro is going to pop off in the back, or it's going to sit funny on the shoulders. Her shoes, which I didn't really show you guys earlier, have the classic RH heel. They're really basic, but I appreciate that in this case. I really like that. Jade's green and silver nails, really sparkly, really pretty. I love that. I do wish we'd been able to have the chains in her hair, but I get why we couldn't. I'm definitely taking this sweater off ASAP. It doesn't really sit good on this, or sit well with this skirt anyway, but in general, I just have trust issues ever since Emmy's sweater and Mila's velvet dress and Chanel's socks, and you get my drift. I'm not leaving it on there. Again, with the mixing metals, the bracelets and the shoes don't go with the dress and the purse. I'd probably just give her different shoes with gold in them. Maybe like, what is her name? Laurel? Like one of the twins from Rainbow High. She has a pair of like white heels with gold cap toes and like rainbow underneath. That would look nice with these maybe. I don't know, but not the silver. The silver, they are cute. Honestly, these with like a cute pair of like short shorts and like a cool like 70s style outfit or something, 60s style, that could be really cute. I could vibe with that. But yeah, we're getting all face, no hairline with this. The hair is not giving. I'm definitely going to do something different with that. We're going to strip them down and go dye them. As for right now, I can't really remember what I planned on doing with most of them. I do know that I was inspired by her orange and gold. I already know that Ruby's going to be a pain to dye, and I can't really remember what I planned for Sunny, Violet, or Skylar. Same with Amaya, actually. But I do know that Jade is getting... so I sold my mermaid hair Jade. And I feel like that would be great on this one with the black lip and the green eyeshadow. Like, she's gonna be like straight siren. Like, she's singing a song that's going to lure sailors to their death. And I'm living for it. So yeah, she's definitely getting the mermaid hair. Hear me out. Sunny, when she had those little braids in, they didn't use the gel to sleek the hair and then braid it to keep all the flyaways down. They waited until they were done and it looked like a mess, and then put a whole bunch of gel just in the ends of her hair. Next up, we're gonna get out our dyes. Now, as far as what color I'm dyeing them, alright, for Sunny, I knew that I didn't want to have to redo her baby hairs because she has face shimmer. On a doll with a matte face, it wouldn't matter, but in order to remove the baby hairs, there's a huge risk, almost a guarantee, that I would remove some of her shimmer, making her face look blotchy and uneven. So whatever I do with her hair, I wanted to make sure I had a reason to leave a little bit of blonde. So I'm going to go with some pink, like her lips, and then leave some blonde streaks in it. I don't know, I'll show you guys the picture so it makes more sense. Next up, Poppy. I had already decided to do Poppy that beautiful like strawberry golden blonde. With Ruby, she has a double blend, which I think she might have had in all of her dolls. I can't remember. But because I can't remember, I'm going to try one other thing before I go straight to chocolate brown. But basically, I'm just going to go to chocolate brown. I don't know. Hear me out. Her hair only goes brown, black, or burgundy almost no matter what color I've ever tried to dye it. One time, using Dye More, which I never recommend to anyone, I got her hair to go a rich pink. But it wasn't really that different than her actual red color. I don't know. It was different enough, but not really. For Violet, if the secondary idea I have that I'm going to try on Ruby doesn't work, it's what Violet's going to get. For Skylar, I saw this really cool ombre once, but it's hard because her hair is not really ombre in color. Obviously, I already decided with Jade, she's going from mermaid to siren, and oof. So for Amaya, because she has white hair, I could do so many things. I really kind of wanted to go mint with her hair, but I don't know that it would go great with her lip color, and even if it did, it wouldn't go great with her eye color. Like, I kind of had to pick one or the other. So I found this other ombre. I've actually done it before on somebody, but I'm gonna try that because it incorporates the coral color in her lip. So let's go get our dyes out and get them set aside so that we can get started on everybody. So this is a sink full of hot water and royal blue, red all-purpose dye, and you can definitely see the pink went lavender, which is what you'd expect with blue, but in person, this is actually just really yellowy. It looks a little greenish on video, but so maybe, I wonder if like the first time I did I leave it in the blue longer? I have no idea, but what we're going to do is actually skip what I did last time. We're just going to do a sink wash in the golden yellow really quickly to see if it doesn't neutralize the lavender and add a little bit more yellow back to the orange. Hey guys, I don't know if I did something different this time or if they changed the fibers or if I just learned more over the years of dyeing, which is legitimately a thing that could happen. But I did a sink bath in hot water, golden yellow, and then I gave her like a quick rinse with some Dawn dish soap. And in person, it's the most beautiful shade of like golden blonde. And then these pieces that were lavender, that were originally pink, that turned lavender with the blue, turned the perfect shade of tan. So like, this goes so much prettier with her makeup, like that yellow tone. I don't know. It will, oh, I gotta put a dye on her, I think. No, that's actually just paint from where they made her. Anyway, so yeah, no, I'm kind of in love right now, and we'll show you more when it's dried, because obviously that's a whole different color, and I'll have better lighting that's not just my camera flashlight in a half dark room. That looks red, but it's actually hot tap water and fuchsia. It just looks a lot oranger in camera than it does in person. I took a toothpick and separated some sections in the front of her hair at the start of where each section of baby hair is that's painted on. I also chose a section over each ear and a few sections out of the very first row of the back. because the majority of her hair is going to be pink with some like random yellow spots. So I don't know if I can even get it to look the picture, but here we go. I'm just going to turn her upside down. I'm going to hold all of her hair down, but like separated still. And I'm going to very quickly dip her in here. I don't want it to be for too long because I don't want it to be super, super dark pink. I would just like to say the fact that I still have some blonde at all near the root area on any of these spots is some expert level stuff, because that is so hard. Even with the spoon method, like the spoon method or the paintbrush method, it's still never guaranteed. Also, her hair really didn't come out the pink I wanted, but I didn't think it would, just because her hair is starting off with a yellow base, so it did go more orangey. It's very coral. I would honestly at this point rather paint her lips coral than change how much I love this hair right now. So I did leave most of the ends blonde, although I mixed some coral streaks in with them. Like intentionally though, because otherwise it would have been impossible. I don't love this lip color for her, so I am okay with repainting it. I really kind of wish she had Poppy's lip color. Maybe I'll try to match it, who knows. Poppy's hair is starting to dry, and it's so pretty in person. Once I have better lighting, like, you guys will see it, it's much prettier. Alright, next up we have Ruby and Violet. I'm going to actually try something on Ruby that I don't think will work. But we're going to do a boil color of Violet Rit dye, and then we're going to take these lighter red strands and see if we can make them violet colored. Ruby's hair is known for not dyeing. It goes wine colored, brown, or black, and nothing else that I have found. And I doubt that they've changed her, like, hair fiber formula, whatever, ever. So I'm not expecting much from it at all. But we're still going to give it a try, and when it doesn't work out, that's what we're going to end up doing with Violet, is giving her bright red hair with violet purple streaks. Here's the color that I'm boiling before taking just Ruby's lighter colored streaks, separating them and dipping them in it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it did something. I don't know if you're saying what, but here is it against the lighter colored hair that I dyed with it. It did something. It's different than the darker red, just so you guys can see. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but see, it's purpley-er. So I've never had this happen with Ruby, so obviously this is different than her original blend, which I've thought about it. I didn't remember any of her blend being this orangey. So anytime I do a test strand, I pick kind of like from the middle back area, like just something that, like, if you had to trim out a small section, it wouldn't be a big deal. And then I choose a section big enough where I can definitely tell if it's changed color or not, but not so big that I would have to cut out a huge chunk. I'm going to take this as violet purple, but first I separated all the darker red hair because it's literally like the entire outer edge all the way around. Sorry, having one good hand to work with either way. So I'm sure that you probably can't see it super well, but it took it. I always wanted her to have like some purple in her hair that would go with her eyes, and now I have it, and I don't even know how to live. And I guess we're gonna see what it looks like when it gets dry. We're gonna do a hot sink wash of golden yellow and attempt to neutralize Violet's purple. And we're going to try and get her hair to match her eyebrows. You guys, next time someone tells you that dyeing rainbow high hair is all color theory, you remind them that none of the colors in Violet's hair mixed with yellow should become pink. We've got some green, we've got some blue, we've got some pink. The silvery light colors became yellow. The more bluish purples became green when mixed with yellow, which makes sense. Blue and yellow make green. And then these kind of corally pinky streaks, I'm guessing that those would be the purple that was most neutralized by the yellow in order to get a clean, I guess it did probably dry like a natural reddish color perhaps. But yeah, that's a lot going on. That does not match her eyebrows at all. So we're gonna put a little bit of, like, maybe I think rose quartz in some hot water to see if we can't neutralize this green and make that yellow not look like pea ribbons. Rose quartz is very like a watermelon, juicy, orangey pink. It's not like a straight on pink. So usually pink or red help neutralize green. We don't want to go too red, so we're going to go with the rose quartz. Okay guys, so the rose quartz wasn't doing anything by itself. I added about 2 tablespoons of cocoa brown. Maybe, honestly, not even that, like a whole capful. Like a capful of cocoa brown. And it's starting to neutralize the green. I guess we're going to see where this is going to go. Okay, you guys, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's all brown, tan, and then that pinkish red. Alright, we're on the last 3 dolls left. With these 2 girls, their hair is really similar. With Skylar, her hair is going to start at dark purple, down into indigo, down into teal. For Jade here, her hair actually starts at the indigo and has no purple, and then it goes down into teal, and then it goes down into a neon green, into like yellowy green tips. So they're having a similar color palette. All of their stuff is dyed, like boiled, sorry. Duh, of course it's gonna be dyed. But it's all boiled, so we're just gonna get right into it. So again, for Skylar, we're starting with purple, whereas with Jade, we're starting in indigo, and then Skylar will work down into the indigo, and then from there, they will both work down into the teal, and then Jade will work down into this neon green, and then we'll have some boiled lemon yellow to go over the very tips of that neon green. Alright, let's get these girls out of the way. The teal's not doing it for me on Skylar's hair. I'm going to do a boil dye of just a very tiny bit of Rit Emerald for the very tips of her hair. So it'll be Rit Purple, down to Rit Indigo, down to Rit Emerald for Skylar. Okay guys, we're at that countdown. So close to the end. We have Sunny, and we did like a sink wash in some Rit Fuchsia to give her some coral streaks. We kept some of the blonde around her baby hairs and around in the back too. It doesn't really match her lipstick, but like I said, I'd rather redo her lips than redo her hair at this point. For Poppy, you can see the tan tones in it now that it's drying. You can see the golden blonde. It goes pretty nicely with her eyebrows. I'm happy with it. With Ruby, her hair is so dark right now that you can't really tell, but there are violet purple streaks in there, and I'm hyped about it. With Violet, you can see it's brown now, not green. Yay. And it's not too much darker than her eyebrows. For Miss Skylar, holy cow, I forgot her name for a second. We took purple into indigo into emerald green, which I actually put a little bit of yellow in there to make it more green. Because I really wanted to differentiate between that last color and the indigo. With Jade, we did an indigo into teal into a mixture of neon green and lemon yellow. Whew, I am out of breath, you guys. It has been hours and I'm so tired. Now we're going to start on little Miss Amaya here. Hers is all a sink wash that I want to separate her rainbow out for. I don't know if I'm going to leave the rainbow or trim it. I guess I'm going to do everything else and see how it looks. For her, we're only going to use 3 colors, each one in a sink wash, so hot tap water and the dye itself. And then for the 4th color, we're going to mix 2 of the existing colors. So let's go check that out. Honestly, if I had to choose a color, I would almost always choose aquamarine because it's a lot more saturated. But since what we're going for today is a very light pastel, especially on white hair, saturation not our friend. So we're going to start with teal, and then we are going to go straight to coral. A very light amount. I'm talking like a single drip of teal, a single drip of coral. When coral is done, we'll wash out the sink and we will have a single drip of lemon yellow. We're going to do the entire bottom half in lemon yellow, and then go back and do a little bit of teal over that last quarter. Or we might just mix the yellow and teal to make sure that we get the exact perfect right shade of mint. We'll see. For now, we're just going to start with teal. Okay guys, before I even got started, I went ahead and removed her rainbow hair. I still need to go in with some tweezers and kind of pluck the little teeny pieces out. They're all done, and most of them are pretty dry, so let's go in the other room with bigger lights and see how they turned out. Okay guys, they're all finished, their hair is all dry. Hopefully the colors show up as accurately as possible. They're super pretty in real life. Right now, looking through my phone, screen, the colors look really accurate. With Sunny, we have that nice blend of blonde and coral. So I kind of put her in like a sunny, happy outfit because her shirt has the yellow in the sun and some peach and like little shoes and rays. I gave her, some peach shorts, a Georgia sweater, and then used her own shoes. And that was the other thing. I had all their clothes in the living room, but I didn't have their giant, multiple closets full of shoes in there. So I had to use whatever shoes they already had with them, which means that I had to be really thoughtful about their outfits. So, this may not be their final forms, but it's okay for now. Alright, so with Poppy, we have that beautiful golden blonde, and I don't know if you guys can see, her highlights are very soft, natural tan. She turned out so much better than the first time I made a blonde Poppy. I'm still shook by that, absolutely shocked. With the Ruby, I don't know if you can even, let's see, I might have to move her. You know what? I'll show you guys in a minute. But she does still have those violet highlights in her hot hair. So for her outfit, I did give her this red and kind of violet purpley leopard print LOL OMG jumpsuit. And then she has the underside of a Jet Dawson skirt as her skirt. She looks like she's just going to start taking up dance lessons or something. I don't know. For Poppy's outfit, I did use Karma's outfit, but since I have multiple of these shirts, I trimmed off the one piece that goes over the shoulder. So it's just kind of a regular plain old top right now. And since she didn't have on her butterfly shoes, it made it a little easier to pick out something that went with the gold in her hair, but the orange that's still in her makeup. Let's see, for Violet, you can kind of see she's got a lot of different shades of brown going on in there, just because her actual hair is normally multiple shades of brown. Now that it's dry, it looks a little closer to her eyebrow color in person. It's still a lot more accurate than what it looks like on camera, but that's cool. It's fine. Since she still had her purple fingernails and purple makeup, I did a blend of purple and different browns for her outfit. And then she had her purple shoes still, of course. For Skylar, so let's see. See, the light colored blue turned into a great looking purple. I actually saved some of that really pretty blue that was in the front of her hair. So even though everything else in the back got indigo dip, a lot of the color in the front is just the color that it already was. And then she's got teal tips on her hair. They're almost a little greenish color. So in her outfit, it's a dyed Olivia outfit. Well, the thread doesn't typically dye, so it's still blue and green. Yeah, I had to stretch for an outfit for her. I really couldn't find anything that involved all of those colors. So she's still got her blue heels on to go with that. With Jade, she's got indigo blue, and then it just kind of fades down into teal, and then into this very bright green, which was the neon green and yellow mixture that we used. Sorry, Sausage. He can open the door from the inside and the outside, but it takes him a minute, so he just kind of scratches at it for a second. Anyway, so for Jade, I threw her Anti-Sparkle Sparkle Club shirt on, but I just trimmed it because it didn't look right tucked into the skirt. And I have multiples of that shirt, so I thought, well, it's no big deal if I have one that's just a little shorter. So it brings in the green, it's, you know, the black from her makeup, the blue from her hair, and then I used her boots to go with it. And then, of course, with Amaya, she's got that pale blue, so I gave her an LOL OMG skirt. The corally peach color, I used a rainbow hoodie from, Poppy, I forgot her name. Yeah, and then it's also got the yellow and the green into the rainbow. And one thing I don't normally like is the mixing of metals, and yet the shirt has a gold rainbow and then the shoes are silver, but like, I didn't think it was like a big enough thing where it was like, ugh, that looks terrible together. And since the shoes echo the rainbow that's in the hoodie, I thought, okay, that works. So there you go. There they are, all dressed. Oh, you know what? Let me show you the back of Ruby's hair. Okay, even in this light, you can kind of see the violet streaks separate from the red streaks. It's admittedly, it's not super noticeable. I was just happy to be able to dye them at all. Honestly, if I'd known those streaks dyed, I don't even know if violet would have been my first choice of color. If I would have tried something else, I'm just so happy that this works and it looks different in person. So, I guess the major thing I want to touch on is that how I come up with what colors I want to dye them. I'm not really as creative as some of the people that you'll see online who have started dyeing. Some of them haven't been dyeing as long as I have, but they're just a lot more creative in terms of like, I guess their color choices. Usually when I decide to dye a doll, the things I take into account first and foremost obviously are like the original color, like what we're starting with. It's good, you know, I mean, like asking Skylar to go blonde with her dark blue, like, you know that's not gonna happen. You know, so I do take that into consideration. The other thing I take into consideration largely is their makeup. You know, their eye color, stuff like that. So like your usual basic stuff, you know. Will this color look good with what color hair they have? I also take into consideration if they have baby hairs. If it's a color that I can dye them, that's close enough to their baby hairs or whatever blend they have, that will keep me from having to repaint them, honestly, I'll probably choose it. Because repainting their baby hair, it's not really hard, but it also depends on the circumstances. So in this case, if you have girls like these with shiny faces, it would be almost impossible unless you were going to reshine their faces. And even then it might not be even, unless you take all of the shine off. Because once you take the baby hair color off, it's going to take parts of the shine off around them. So I do take that into consideration. So I mean, I don't just come up with stuff. Like, I have like an entire, I don't know, like a saved note file full of all kinds of different hair colors that I've seen on humans, stuff from Pinterest, all over. And I try to consider, is this doable on a doll? Some of them are, with a lot more patience than what I have. Like if you were to take a paintbrush and brush the hot dye on in smaller sections, which is something I've done, but I really don't have the patience to do it often. Other times it is not feasible, like because their hair is not laid out like a human's is. So I just had a lot of people ask, like, how do you come up with stuff? And that's pretty much it. So I will say that my one issue with the Fantastic Fashion dolls is that, I don't know if you can see it on Poppy, like there are just some little spots where it's almost like little matte spots in her shimmer. I don't know if you can kind of see where the light gets it, like little scratchies in it. And then Ruby and Jade both have this, like just little, like tiny black spots. And I thought they looked like they were on the surface and they'd probably just wipe away. So since those two had the best makeup, I was like, it'll be fine. You can really see it on Jade. But then when I tried to wipe it off, it really didn't. I don't want to risk taking the shimmer off. So I'm gonna have to think of ways that might help me clean her face. But if not, they just look like little beauty marks. I'm not gonna stress it too much because her makeup was superior to the other Jade at that store. And I wasn't gonna drive another like hour and a half to the next store from where that store was. So there you go, guys. There's our first 2024 full set lineup of dyed dolls. Fantastic fashion. Whew, it took me long enough to get all you guys, and honestly, there's not a single dye that I don't like. If I had to pick my least favorite, it would be Ruby, only because I know it's not a huge difference. And if I had to pick a favorite, Poppy. Honestly, that golden blonde is so gorgeous. Honestly, I really love Amaya too. I've tried that hair blend, like those specific colors, on other dolls before and didn't like it on anybody else but her. Jade turned out exactly like I pictured that she would. Poppy turned out better than I thought she would. Violet and Ruby were actually supposed to be switched. Ruby was just supposed to end up with plain brown hair, and Violet was actually supposed to end up with like a red and violet blend. I think it looks way better the way it ended up, so they both ended up better than I expected. As far as Sunny, I think she ended up about what I expected. Maybe not quite as vibrant, but I'm still happy with her. And for Skylar turns out gorgeous almost no matter what you dye her, so I'm cool with that. She turned out just as beautiful as I expected. Okay guys, so I started this video at 6:40 on Saturday evening. It is now 4 a.m. Sunday morning. I'm so tired. My eyes are all dried out and itchy. My contacts are all like, feeling. My makeup's all smushy. I think I have lipstick on my chin. My fingers are dyed. And I'm so tired. So tired. Yeah. That is how long it took to dye 7 dolls. So for now, I'm going to bed. Just know that from 6:40 p.m. until 4 a.m. the next day, and I'm still not even done. I still have to edit this whole thing. And so that is one of the reasons, like, I really couldn't deal with doing full-time YouTube because I don't have the strength or the energy for all that. This is more exhausting than working 4 days a week at my job. Like, I mean, I'm really sweaty, so that's nice, but it's really tiring. So, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you love seeing the dolls and their accurate colors and how cute they turned out. Let me know who you liked the best, who you didn't like at all. Were you surprised by any of them? Would you have done any of them differently? Have you already dyed yours? Are you still waiting? Did you get them on clearance? Are you still looking for them? Yeah, hit me with the comments because I really enjoy reading them. I don't always get to respond to them right away, and for a while there I was really far behind because of work and holidays and stuff, and then when I got done with all that I just couldn't catch up. Like, I was overwhelmed by the thought of it, but I am trying and I'm pretty caught up now, so give me lots of comments so I feel behind and overwhelmed again. Alright guys, bye.